The wheel for Ross Chastain is still and perfect.
Coming to the line. Who is it going to be? I think it looked like Nemechek to me, but I'm not sure.
But it's going to be Chandler Smith or Corey Heim. Corey Heim wins at Atlanta.
At the line, Casey Kane wins it at Charlotte, and a huge crash behind him.
Here we go.
There once was a time where it was a popular opinion to say that the trucks were actually the best NASCAR series. Young guns versus veterans, chaos on track, close racing and finishes, rivalries, all that a fan could ask for. But for about 10 years now, and especially since 2023, the commentary booth has absolutely sucked all the joy out of the races.
Woo! What a battle!
I mean seriously, this series has had some terrible calls, even in comparison to Cup and Xfinity, which have had their fair share of goofs. But since I don't want this video to be pointless complaining, I'll lay out the problem, then get to my solution to fix the Truck Series broadcasts. In 2016, Vince Welch took over the play-by-play for the Truck Series, and I actually like Welch. He was a great pit reporter and always brought enthusiasm to every race that he called. You could tell that he thoroughly cared, even if he couldn't always get the words out right.
Who's going to win it at the Dirt Derby?
And I do think he had a good voice for TV, and he also had a pretty good command of the broadcast on a lap-by-lap basis. It was just in the big moments that his brain seemed to freeze.
Trying to hold off. And the yellow and the checkers fly, and is it Brett Holmes?
Providing some great memes for us, but also alienating a large portion of the fan base. I even remember when I started watching trucks, I was confused why people didn't like Welch, but it's true that he struggled, especially in the final laps, and the truck booth was definitely worse off than it was for the previous decade.
And it is Zane Smith.
My bigger issue is with Fox's move off of Welch in 2023. They completely dropped him from all coverage at the start of the year, and instead of going out and getting a real replacement, they decided to throw in their pit reporter Jamie Little, who had already shown she was not good at play-by-play in the ARCA booth. And since this move, the truck races have been borderline unwatchable. Whether it's complete silence during important moments,
Matt Crafton.
or stumbling over words,
Chandler Smith used to drive for Kyle Busch in the Truck Series.
or a lack of enthusiasm.
Bus stop here is Connor Bozak, and now we got another one. Jake Garcia around and all kinds of trouble again at the bus stop.
Or faked enthusiasm.
What a day. How in the world did they stretch that fuel?
It's just unlistenable on all fronts. Good broadcasts have excitement, rhythm, and tension. Lee Diffie is a great example of this. When something big happens, he draws your attention with words and tone. We can think back to the final lap at Daytona in 2024. He builds up the tension by explaining the backstory behind Kyle Busch's winning drought.
You've got to go back a long, long way for Kyle Busch. 2008, the last time he won here at Daytona, and now he is tantalizingly close to that victory.
He fleshes it out with excitement, but as soon as something else happens on track to throw this off, he effortlessly transitions to the new narrative and rounds it out.
But here comes Harrison Burton for the Wood Brothers. He's being pushed by Parker Retzlaff.
The truck broadcasts aren't even close to pulling something like this off. They don't even have a good general flow to them during downtime. Even the jokes just feel forced and flat. Bad broadcasts have this problem where they lack enthusiasm during the exciting moments. The announcers have no reaction and talk monotonously over crashes and close racing, but then they try to play it up afterwards saying, "What a race!" And it just comes off as the announcers are trying to sell me something instead of just being a fellow fan. And look, I don't hate Jamie Little at all. I think she's a good pit reporter, but reading predetermined lines and little snippets during the broadcast is different from conducting the whole operation when you've got producers and statisticians in your ear, and you have to focus on 36 trucks across a mile and a half of racetrack. Sure, some guys like Mike Joy make the transition flawlessly, but pit reporter to play-by-play isn't the only path to get in the NASCAR booth. There's other options, and I think this is where Fox has made a huge mistake. So here's my solution. The first thing that I'll throw out there right away is Rick Allen. I know a lot of people make memes about him thanks to
Aggressive goes around.
and
Harrison Burton turns left.
And yes, like Welch, he's had some pretty big goofs, but honestly, if you think back over the last 10 years to the most famous calls in NASCAR, I would say that they're almost all in Rick Allen's voice. The Kenseth and Logano call was incredible.
Cleared by Logano, maybe no. Kenseth takes him out. Logano into the wall. Caution comes out and the crowd roars.
The call on Jimmy Johnson's 7th Cup might be the best championship call of all time.
Make room. Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt. There's another 7-time champ.
Martinsville in 2017 was great,
The bumper to the back of the 24.
and the call on Chase Elliott's first Cup win was also amazing.
The crowd roars. They're going the scene for the first time. Chase Elliott win in the Monster Energy Cup Series.
As much as I like Mike Joy for the incredible wealth of knowledge he brings to the booth, Rick Allen has really been the NASCAR announcer for the past decade, and unfortunately he got left out of the musical chairs in the 2025 broadcast deal rework. It's a shame too, because while Adam Alexander, the Xfinity announcer, isn't terrible, it's absolutely unnecessary for him to call 43 races per year. We could take some of those away. But regardless, Rick is no stranger to the Truck Series. He was the voice of it for over 10 years from 2003 to 2014. How great it would be to have him place back in that booth and revitalize truck races. But I get it, Rick worked the Cup Series for 10 years, so maybe his price tag was too steep for trucks. Maybe Fox just wanted to try out some in-house talent to see if they can make it work. Well, if it isn't already obvious for them, it should be now that they need a new play-by-play. If only Fox had a bunch of play-by-play announcers under contract who don't have to work for the majority of the year. Oh wait, they do. How about the insane assortment of football play-by-play talent that they have? Why don't they just tap into this gold mine? It's not like this is unheard of. They've been using Chris Myers as a host for decades while he also works NFL games. What's stopping them from taking Kevin Kugler or Tim Brando? From what I can tell, neither of these guys have huge time commitments like a full MLB schedule, and they're both great play-by-play announcers. Why not give them a try in the truck booth? Sure, they might not know anything about racing, but neither did Rick Allen when he started calling short track races. Give a new guy a few months to adjust, and I'm sure the truck races would be as exciting to watch as they've ever been. And I'll just throw this out there while we're at it. Alan Bestwick is way too good to be confined to just the PA system at Indianapolis.
But it's going to be Dale Earnhardt Jr. using lessons learned from his father to go from 6th to 1st and score the victory in the Pepsi 400.
If it's not the Truck Series, give him the Amazon or TNT job or something. But regardless, the on-track product in truck races remains entertaining. It's a shame the TV coverage has struggled, and I think all of us fans just want it to be watchable again. These races get almost 1 million views on TV, so help us out, Fox. Thanks for watching, everyone.